Despite having famous actor parents and her own entertainment company created just to launch her career, K-pop soloist Nina's debut completely flopped, with only one copy of her first mini-album sold. But how does that even happen? Was the music really that bad, or is there something bigger going on behind the scenes? Before we get to how she made her debut, let's rewind a bit. Born in 2005, Nina, whose real name is Shen Jarun, was pretty much destined to be in the spotlight. Her dad, comedian, actor, and singer Xiao Shenyang, became famous after playing an effeminate waiter in a skit during the 2009 CCTV New Year's Gala, and his career has only grown since then. Her mom, Shen Chunyang, is also well known for her roles in TV series and movies like Yingtao, The Way of the Bug, and YOLO. The two met while working together, got married in 2004, and have been one of the most iconic celebrity couples since, to the point that Xiao Shenyang even changed his name to prove how serious he was about her. So when Shen Chunyang gave birth to Nina, it's no surprise that everyone was watching. But that attention quickly turned ugly. In 2014, when Nina was only 6, she appeared on the Chinese reality show The First in Life with her parents. It was supposed to be a wholesome family moment, but instead it became a nightmare. Viewers flooded the internet with hateful comments targeting Nina's appearance, from her skin tone to her eyelids, her face shape, and even her teeth. And keep in mind, she was just a 6-year-old child being picked apart by adults. The hate got so bad that people started calling her the ugliest celeb kid. And it didn't just hurt Nina, it affected her entire family. Her father later admitted he regretted ever putting her on TV, and after that, her parents kept her out of the spotlight, focusing on raising her away from all that negativity. Luckily, all that negativity didn't crush Nina's drive. Instead, she threw herself into things she loved. She trained hard in Latin dance, stayed active, and put serious effort into learning English, to the point that by age 12, she could speak it fluently. At school, she wasn't just focused on grades, but also stayed involved in different activities, becoming someone her teachers and parents were genuinely proud of. Over time, with her parents' support and her own determination, she started shaking off that insecurity from her childhood. Her confidence slowly grew, and she even began sharing bits of her life online. By the time she was 13, she was posting photos and videos of herself on Douyin, and for once, the feedback was mostly positive. People complimented her looks and praised her transformation, stating that she had gone through a glow-up as if she hadn't been just a child when she got all the hate comments. Of course, not everyone was kind, as there were still harsh comments like someone telling her to get surgery to fix her eyes. But Nina didn't let that faze her. Most people said she looked just like her dad, and she wore that comparison with pride as she said, "Everyone says I look just like my dad. I'm proud of that," even making her father cry with those words. Even though both of her parents are actors, it didn't seem like Nina ever wanted to follow in their footsteps. What she really wanted was to be a singer. That dream actually started back when she was in middle school and took part in a school festival. The moment she got on stage and heard her friends cheering for her, she was hooked. From then on, she knew she wanted to be a singer. So she started practicing singing on her own and even learned how to dance during her school vacations, figuring things out by herself. But instead of going the typical route and becoming a singer in China, she had her eyes set on becoming a K-pop idol. She explained that K-pop was really popular in China and that ever since she was younger, becoming an idol had been her dream. She even shared that her role model is Blackpink's Jennie. After hearing Jennie's solo debut solo, Nina decided she wanted to become a K-pop idol too, aiming to have the same confidence on stage and the same mindset when working on her own music. So in 2024, she finally made the big move to South Korea to chase that dream. Even though it was a huge step, she actually adjusted pretty quickly. It definitely helped that her parents were fully supportive and just as excited as she was. Of course, she admitted she was nervous about living in a new country where she didn't know anyone, and being so young, she missed her parents a lot at first. But her training schedule kept her so busy that she didn't really have time to overthink it, and before long, she got used to everything. Surprisingly, she also shared that even her trainee days weren't that stressful because she genuinely loved what she was doing. That made the whole experience easier for her. She trained for a full year, working hard every single day to improve her skills. Before her official debut, Nina's dad decided to help introduce her to the public, but things didn't exactly go the way they hoped. On May 21st this year, she made a surprise appearance at his concert, I'm Not Just a Singer, held at the Shenyang Olympic Sports Center Stadium. Dressed in a silver outfit with a pink sequin jacket, colorful braids, and light makeup, she hit the stage performing 2 of her unreleased songs, singing, dancing, and showing off the skills she had been working on. But there was one big problem. Nobody in the audience knew she was about to debut as a K-pop idol the following month. Her sudden appearance caught people off guard, and instead of excitement, many were left confused, and some were even angry. A commenter wrote, "I went to see Xiao Shenyang's concert, and the mysterious guest shouldn't be his daughter. I'm so disappointed." People quickly noticed that Nina's outfit looked almost identical to something aespa's Karina had worn before. which sparked even more rumors, with some even claiming her dad paid aespa's makeup artist to glam her up for the show. On top of that, some concert goers weren't happy that she was the only special guest, which made the whole thing feel more like a promo for her than part of the concert. Criticism piled on fast. Some people accused her of singing off-key, others said she lacked rhythm, and to make matters worse, there were technical issues with the sound and screens, which only made the atmosphere more awkward, but it wasn't all negative. Some were impressed that her dad supported her so openly and gave her such a big stage to show herself. One netizen said, "I think the little girl's professional ability is very good. With the microphone on, the performance is already very good." Others complimented her looks, with a lot of comments comparing her to a young Gong Hyo-jin, saying the resemblance was uncanny. Not long after all the buzz from her surprise stage, news broke that Nina was officially set to debut as a K-pop soloist. Her first mini-album, Never Afraid, dropped on June 19th under a company called BNB Music, which many believe was created and funded by her parents specifically to help her debut, since it's a newly established company with only her as an artist. For her first release, Nina teamed up with YG Entertainment producer Rovin, known for working with big names like Sistar, Lehigh, Akmu, Super Junior, and Treasure, among other artists. The album featured 4 songs, with the title track Freeze leading the project. The B-sides included Yesterday, Today, Tomorrow, which reflects the mix of excitement and nerves that comes with preparing for a debut. No Doubt, a song about rookie anxiety, self-belief, and offering comfort to others chasing their dreams, and One Spot, which shows off Nina's determination to claim her place in the spotlight. However, recording the album wasn't easy for her since Korean pronunciation was tough, and she wanted everything to sound natural. Still, she poured her heart into it, wanting this album to reflect not just her debut, but her love for music, especially her passion for R&B. Even with a decent debut and famous parents backing her, Nina's first release didn't take off like expected, and it actually flopped pretty badly. In the first week, she sold just 65 copies total. Some days, sales were as low as 0 to 2 copies, with the best day only reaching 33. This sparked some jokes online, with people even telling others to buy her album just to help boost her numbers. On the flip side, netizens argued that those low sales actually showed honesty and that she wasn't inflating numbers or relying on her family's fame to fake success. Still, many agreed the poor sales weren't about the music itself. Instead, critics said the problem came from how the album was launched and promoted. A lot of voices suggested she should have started with a single instead of a full mini album, which might have helped her build recognition and a small fan base before dropping more music. As a Twitter user put it, "It's better for new unknown artists to first just focus on releasing one song digitally and promote it, then think about an album or a mini album." Some people see it differently, saying that even bad publicity is still publicity. Because so many are talking about how few copies Nina's album sold, it's actually drawing more eyes to her. The buzz, even if negative, has sparked curiosity, and now more people are starting to check out her music. When news broke about Nina's debut in South Korea, she quickly shot to the top of Weibo's real-time search rankings in China. She was caught off guard by how popular she became so fast, but felt both surprised and happy about the attention. Nina also expressed a strong desire to work in China down the line. On platforms like Red Note, many fans showed their support, praising her album and admiring how much her parents stood by her side. But not everyone was kind, as some people still focused on her looks, harshly calling her too unattractive to be in the spotlight. Others criticized her as a Nepo baby, suggesting she only got opportunities because of her famous parents. So what's next for Nina? Despite the rough start with her album sales, she's slowly building a following, and her Instagram is close to hitting 10,000 followers now. She's also been performing on music shows to promote her debut track, and it looks like she's excited about dropping an R&B album in the future, plus she hopes to grow her career in China as well. So keep an eye on her journey and show some love for her first mini album.